Hey, what's up? This is Anthony with AGT Exotics, and today we're going to do some maintenance on our feeders, specifically our Dubia roaches. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull them out of the container, clean it up, put them back in, give them some new food and water. That's the basics to it. But it's a little bit of a process, and so we'll break it down on how I do it. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so here's how I do the maintenance of my feeders. First off, I have my huge box of egg crate material here. It's like a 60 pack or something like that, something ridiculous. So I got brand new egg crate here. I do 3 is all I need for the way I set mine up. So let's get that out of the way. Alright, so I have a container that I'm going to put them all in while I clean this one out. This is the one that my feeders are in at the moment. My colony is getting kind of low. I need to add some more new genetics to it so that they will start breeding a little better. They're very inbred at the moment. I don't know if that matters or not, but it seems like when I add new stock in, the breeding is very good for like half a year or a year. Alright, so I'm going to start off with going and washing this off, just so it's clean and ready to go. Alright, so I got that rinsed off and sitting there and drying in the other room. Now I'm going to start relocating these guys into this enclosure here, or this little container here. And I got some tongs. I really don't like touching them, so that's why I got these. So what I'm going to do is just set these into this other smaller container. So I'm going to like shake off as much loose debris as I can. Feces and whatnot. I really try not to make them fall off if I can. So I will shake them into this container. If I try to shake them into that little container there, there's a good chance they can fall on the ground, and we don't want that. So we're going to shake it over this container once it's all clean and empty. So we're going to start collecting some of the big ones that I can. So I'll left these containers so when I bring them over I don't drop them in between. So usually I clean this container out when it starts to give off a smell. For the most part, it takes like 3 or 4 months for that to happen with the colony that I have. I don't have very many. I'm sure if you have a lot more, you might get more of a smell faster. This one, I don't know if this one's dying or not or what. Doesn't look very good. Here's a real raggedy looking male. Alright. This one's slick. Wasn't letting me grab her. Alright, that seems to be the majority of them. Now I have my food trays and my water tray. What it is like a plastic container. Okay, it's I don't know what they're called. But when you like purchase an item and it's in like a plastic shell case, I cut all these out every time I get one, and I save it. And what I do is I sand the inside and the outside around the whole thing, and this is to allow the babies to get in and out of it. If it's just smooth, they really can't get into it or not. They really can't get into it. There we go. Add extra words in there for no reason. I got one more big female there. All right. Now there's a bunch of babies, not too many. So what I usually do is I will pour the bottom debris here. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll pour this the bottom here into like a bag, and I'll let them separate from each other, and then I'll kind of push all the babies out into the new enclosure or the new container when they separate themselves. And then this way, also, if I happen to miss any and I don't see them, what I'll do is I will take the bag that they're in, and I will tie it into a knot, and then I'll put it in the trash. And so then if there's a few that are in there, I won't have an outbreak of roaches basically anywhere. And then I go put it in the outside trash can, not in the inside, just in case. So I take this container here and I put it in here with these guys. Alright, so now I'm going to dump this into a bag. So I'll be back after that. Oh yeah, and don't forget to put a lid on your container in case you know, because these guys can actually get out of here. It's not very high. Don't want that to happen. So what works really good for this part is I use these, you know, like the vegetable bags in the vegetable department in a grocery store, and I make sure there's no holes in it so no one gets out. So I'll close it off and blow it up and see if it holds air. All right, so we have no holes. So now my best ability, I'm gonna try to pour this into here. So now I got everyone collected in the corner here. Making sure there's not too many in there that are walking around. There's not very many at all. I see like 6 or 7. Now after you get those poured into there, a few of the ones that are still in here, I'm gonna just pick up and put it into this container. There's five little ones. So I'm gonna put a slight knot in this, so I'm gonna set this to the side. And this is all of our feces and molts and a few extra like babies and stuff that are still in there that are walking around. So we'll just set this over here to the side. I'm gonna do my best to try to collect these guys. Little guys. One more. There we go. All right, got all those. Now next we're just gonna take this into the laundry room and we're gonna wash this out really good with some soapy water, and we're gonna scrub it good and make sure this is nice and clean, like we did the lid. And then we're gonna put our new pieces of egg crate in there. Our 3 pieces of egg crate, and then we're going to start shaking these guys off into here. All right, so I'll be back with that. All right, so I got that nice and clean. So now we're going to add in, it's all nice and clean, dry, ready to go. We're gonna add in our new egg crates. still gotta clean our water dish and food dish. Let's do that in a minute here. I'll do it right now. This can wait a minute. It doesn't have to go right this second. Alright. So now we're going to take our egg crates with our Dubia roaches in it, and we're going to try and tap them out of here without hurting anyone. You can be pretty aggressive as long as you don't smash them, but they can fall. It doesn't really hurt them too bad. They don't seem to be messed up from it. So I just kind of knock it. Try to knock as many as you can off. The little ones are the hard ones to get. The big ones are pretty easy. There we go. Just don't want to smash anyone by accident. Make sure everyone's off. Alright, that's good. Set this over here. Put that on it. Alright, let's do the next one. Shake off the big ones, they fall off fairly easy. Just their weight. It's the little ones you really got to knock off. Come on. Alright, so we're going to knock the little ones off of there. It's got 50 more to go on that side. Jeez, one's freaking out. There we go. Left. Double check there's no one on there. Alright. One more to go. Okay. These big guys off of here. That one has some nice coloration. I'll show you. It's kind of orange. That one's pretty cool. There we go. Got one being pretty stubborn. locking itself into a hole, so we're gonna knock it out of there. No, there we go. This one's got a couple hundred in it, so we're gonna. Make sure no one's on top of where I'm whacking. A few more on this side. One more left. Get that little guy out of there. Oh, another one. Little teeny ones. And there we go. There's all three of them. Make sure there's no one in it. And then I like to periodically look around and make sure I didn't fling anyone out. Look underneath. I like to climb underneath it if it falls. It's pretty good. I didn't see anyone to go flying. Alright, so let's just shake these last ones out that weren't on the egg crate. Try not to get any of the powder or the debris that falls. So we don't want to re-pollute our container as much as possible. There we go. That's that part of it. If you're not familiar with Dubia roaches, I'll show you the difference between a male and a female. The ones with the wings here is a male, and the ones without wings are females. Pretty easy to see. Alright, so I just need to clean their food and water dishes and they're ready to go. Ready to put the lid on and put them back where they go, next to the heater that warms the room. Alright, so for food I give them a quality dog food mixed with corn flakes, seem to do pretty good on that. And then also I need to buy some more corn flakes. And also fish flakes I usually give them as well, but I'm out right now. And so I'll do a mixture of the three. And that usually works pretty good. You don't have to powder up the dog food, but it seems to go a lot faster when you do that, so it might be easier for them to eat. At the moment I don't have a coffee grinder that I can use. The one I was using broke, so I need to get a new one. So I'll just coffee grind them real quick until it chops up pretty fine, and then I'll make a powder with it. But I don't have one at the moment, so I can't do that. And then for water, I use the water crystals. These guys right here. I thought I had some, so I have to make some. And they swell up to full size in like a half an hour or so, maybe a little longer. So we'll put like half a teaspoon or something like that in here with some water. And what I usually do is put too much water and then pour out the extra water after they fill up after a couple hours. These things grow surprisingly large, so when you use these, do a little bit at a time until you figure it out, because you will be surprised how big they can get or how much they expand, and it's easy to misjudge, let's put it that way. Alright, so I'm going to set this to the side and let that fill up while they grow. Then after they grow up, and I will pour them into the water dish. So for now we're just going to put this empty dish and the food dish in there for them. And that's pretty much it. That's how I maintenance my feeders, or my Dubia Roaches feeders. So thanks for checking out my feeder maintenance video. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Here's the subscribe button. There's a video recommended for you. And there's the AGT Exotics playlist. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.